Hey, what is up, everyone? Murray and J08. New episode, Talking Tunes with Sean. I got something a little different for the series that I think I'm going to do every so often. So, I've been to a lot of concerts, and I wanted to do a segment on here that we just talk about memories, because I could fill a book. I got stories that would make your head spin. So I think every so often on Talking Tunes with Sean, I'm going to talk about a memory of a concert. Like I said, I got literally hundreds. I probably saw about 1,000 bands in my life, literally. Multiple times over. So I got some crazy, crazy stories. My dad was a big concert goer. My uncle, my cousins, my high school friends. I got crazy shit. As you can see here on your screen, this is Corey Taylor from Slipknot. I actually got my entire high school into Slipknot before anybody listened to them. I had like their early demo tapes. What was it? Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat. Like before they're self-titled. Big, huge Stone Sour fan when he was with Stone Sour. So, this actually is about Stone Sour. This is about I saw Slipknot about 8 times in concert. I saw Stone Sour I'd say about 4 times in concert. This is a Stone Sour story. So sit down for this one. So, my dad got me into metal. My dad was a huge Black Sabbath fan. My dad was 100% Ozzy. And what's cool about my dad is that through the years, as I grew up listening to metal, I would get him into the newer bands. And my dad was a huge fan of Korn. And I got my dad big time into Marilyn Manson. And that's another story. I got Marilyn Manson stories that I could fill a book alone. I saw him, I think I seen him like 15 times in concert. Big venues, little venues. Alright, so long story short, I got my dad into Slipknot. Now, he wasn't like, 100% into them. Like, he would listen to them, he would go to their concerts with me. We would chill, Ozfest, whatever, second stage, first stage. So I got him into them, and he always said, he always could tell that Corey Taylor had a good voice. And a lot of Slipknot, there's a lot of screaming and heaviness. There's this heavy band, but he could tell. He said, he's very talented. So when Stone Sour came out, my dad was like full into it. Like he's like, I like this band. This is my kind of band, because my dad is big into like Chevelle. He's big into Alice in Chains, Stone Sour, bands like that. So, Stained, like more melodic. I mean, he likes the heavy stuff too, but he likes a lot of the singing. So, he was all in on Stone Sour. So, I guess it was around the time when their first album had come out. And another one of our all-time favorite bands is Chevelle. So, perfect scenario. They both went on tour together. It was in Poughkeepsie in New York, which is not that far from me. It's like a tiny little club. You can look it up. What a freaking awesome place, man, to see bands. An awesome little gig. Like a cool freaking... What's cool is that it's not a big, huge venue. It's like a cool nightclub. And you're really, like, in with the band. Like, you could hang out with them. You could really, like, you're close with the bands. Now, of course, Corey Taylor and Stone Sour, they're huge. So, like, it was hard to get backstage or hang out with them. But, like, Chevelle was hanging out with, like, the crowd. You know what I mean? And there was a bar there, and people were drinking, and the stage is right there. So, no matter where you go, you got a good spot. All right, so long story short, I think it was like Corey Taylor's birthday. So like fucking Pete from fucking Chevelle came out with like a cake. It was wild. And Chevelle I remember this. Chevelle had come out first and opened up for Stone Sour, and I remember grabbing Chevelle's guitar and pulling it in, and it was fucking awesome. And Pete's like, nope. He's like shaking his hand. He's like pulling the guitar back from me. And he gave me like, I got picks and shit. It was cool. Awesome fucking band, Chevelle. So Stone Sour got on, and Stone Sour was kicking ass. That first album was fucking brutal, man. It was an awesome album. So, you know, and I was like an obsessive Slipknot fan at the time. So to see Corey Taylor, that was like, whoa. And up close. Like we were pushing up against the stage. So our hands and feet, you know, were right on the stage. Long story short, there was a little kid. I mean, not little, but he was young. You know, I don't know. And this kid was like big into Slipknot. Like he had all Slipknot shit on him. You know, and I was like, dude, this kid's cool. Like what a fucking awesome kid. Like he's into concerts, man. He's getting right up there. He's tough. And I mean, obviously his parents were there or guardian or whoever. I don't know where they were. But they probably were like, fuck it, we don't want to go up in front of the stage, you go. So they were probably not far behind. So we're watching this kid headbang, he's getting into it. So anyway, when I go to a concert, I'm full in on it. Like I go fucking ape. Like I'm into it. I'm zoned, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on around me. The place could be crashing down. I'm zoning in. So I'm headbanging. I'm fucking singing every word. My dad's behind me. He's like getting into it, you know, because he knew the album because I had drilled it into him. So Corey Taylor's up there. So he's right in front of us. Like I could probably grab Corey Taylor's leg. You know, it's Stone Sour, so they're not masked or anything. Like he is with Slipknot. So that kid somehow, you know, because we've got a lot of people pushing us and mosh pitting. That kid gets in between me and my dad. I don't know what the fuck's going on because I'm into the music. My dad knocks the kid over big time. Now the kid goes flying. And the kid gets trampled. You know, the kid came fucking right back up. Now listen to me. I swear to God on my life, all these stories I'm going to tell you on this series, these are fucking for real. Like real talk. Corey Taylor stops singing. He fucking looks at me and he looks at my dad. And he stares at him and he goes, "You fucking motherfucker." Just like that. You know, Corey Taylor's wild. And he's a big bastard too. Got a big neck. And my dad's a big guy, you know. Fucking big old Italian guy, you know? Irish Italian. So Corey Taylor goes, "You picked that fucking kid up. You knocked him down." He goes, "That ain't fucking cool." So, dude, my dad's like fucking... Now just imagine, he's in the middle of a concert doing this to my dad. So my dad turns stone cold. So my dad's like, "What the fuck, man?" Just like that to him. And he goes right up to Corey Taylor on the stage. And my dad goes, "I didn't fucking hit him. I didn't fucking hit him." Like that. And Corey Taylor goes, "Fuck you." He goes, "What you did to that kid." He goes, "That ain't fucking cool." He goes, "What do you feel like a big man doing that to a kid?" So my dad puts up both of his hands and he goes, so the kid was shaking his head to Corey Taylor. So all the crowd around my dad was basically like pointing to Corey Taylor like, "Dude, it was this guy here." What had happened was there was this big fucking guy. He must have been like 7 foot tall. He fucking threw his fucking elbow into fucking my dad and like a bunch of other people. And my dad fell and like flew into the kid. And the guy apparently was doing it all night to people. Long and short and behold, Corey like fucking stopped the song again, and he actually grabbed my dad and he apologized to him, and he fucking shook our hand and was like shaking his shoulder and shit in his head. You know what I mean? It was like the coolest fucking thing. And he as he was singing like in the middle of the song again, he stopped and he like put his thumb up at me and my dad, like, "Hey, like everything's fucking cool now." That was like the coolest fucking thing ever, though. Like, I'll always, and it's funny too, see, I'm talking about it because I'll always fucking remember that. I'll always fucking remember. I bet you, if I fucking brought that up to him, he would fucking remember that. I mean, I'm sure fucking, that guy's seen fucking crazy shit in his life, but that's the kind of shit that sticks with you, you know what I mean? But that was cool, and he acknowledged, he apologized, and he grabbed my dad, and he, like, hugged him, and, like, fucking shook his hand, and then, like, he started singing the song again, and then he put his thumb up, you know, like, you know? But, that, I kind of I throw a little bonus story in with this one. I went to go see Korn. I've probably seen them about 20 times, no lie. I was an obsessive Korn fan, and I seen every fucking show. I think it was Issues. I want to say it was Issues, because he was doing Falling Away From Me, and Jonathan Davis was fucking right at the edge of the stage, and I was getting into it, man. I was young. I was not that old at the time. Maybe I was pretty young. And I'm trying to think of how old I would have been when, like, Issues came out. But anyway, in school, and I was fucking getting into it. And I remember Jonathan Davis came up and he slapped everybody's hands, high five, and he did like 30 people right in front of him. And I couldn't get to him. And man, I tried, and my arm pulled, and maybe I got like inches away from him. But the funny thing was that he stopped, and he looked at me, and he nodded his head to me, and he pointed to me, and like, don't worry, bro, I see you. And that was like, see, that's like something that I remember. That was like the coolest thing. But, yeah, boy. I've been to a lot of fucking shows. I've been to a lot of concerts. A lot of crazy stories. A lot of Ozfests. I went to a lot of festivals where there was like multiple bands. But that's my story. And that's my Corey Taylor Stone Sour Slipknot story. And I'll always remember that. Lots more concert stories on the way. Talking Tunes with Sean. Take care. I'll see you on the next episode. Rock out.